tearing up now. It's still like just tough. It's tough thinking about it, man. Thinking about what I put my family through. Thinking about, you know what I mean, how many times I almost didn't survive. And then thinking about people that are still going through it is even tougher. You know what I mean? Because I know how bad it got for me. But it's just hard to watch people struggle through addiction.
Big Boy's Neighborhood, beautiful day in the neighborhood, ladies and gentlemen. It done got all talented up in here.
Yes.
Sir, welcome back to the neighborhood, brother.
Man, thank you for having me. I didn't know I was going to see you this morning, man. I'm so happy to see you.
We had to, bro. We had to, bro.
Yeah.
Like, when your name came up as a possible guest, I was like, you damn right.
Of course, man.
Sir, you are good energy.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. And I always tell people, man, protect your energy as well.
Yes, sir.
But you are good energy, man.
Thank you, man.
Any and every time I see you, sir, you know how there's some people that elevate you? You're like one of those that elevate people.
Yeah.
You know, and there's just certain things like I walk in the room and somebody could be doing something and then they'll stop. Like, man, just be you.
Yeah.
It's his aura.
Yeah, it's like you'll walk in and then I feel like I got to straighten my back up. You know what I'm saying? And I got to play like I'm doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like all talented. Hey, man, do you understand how talented you are? And I know that sounds like a crazy question.
Nah, man, I'm just walking in my truth, man.
Right.
I definitely don't, you know, I feel like there's so much room for improvement.
Right, yeah, that's good
you
too.
know what I mean? Like being a fan of the music industry as a whole, I see so many talented artists with their own gift, you know, shining. And I'm just like, man, I want my thing to look like that. So I try my best to just invest all of my energy into, you know, building and longevity. You know what I mean?
With it being probably, a decade professionally, kind of?
Yeah,
you know
been
what I'm
about
saying?
10 years. My first project dropped 10 years as of July 31st. We did 7 Sundays. It's coming up.
But you know what's wild about that, man? It seems like people are still, and to this day, I'm 31 years into radio, and I'm still meeting people for the first time.
Yes.
Or somebody saying, oh, you know, I've been listening. And you got some that say, I've been listening to you for a while.
Yeah.
And then there's others that just, you know, it's every day somebody could be coming on board. Do you ever feel like you've put out so much great music that didn't get the attention for whatever reason? But like, damn, like if y'all love this, you know, like, do you ever trip off of how?
What did you think about the music I did 10 years ago? Yeah, you heard this song, but that's a conversation about the ego, though. You know what I mean? I think like a lot of people, you know, they put the music out and they, you know, set expectations, and when they don't happen, you know what I mean, it changes how they look at the music. But those are my babies, man. So
that's true.
You know what I mean? I just want the fans to appreciate what they find.
Do you
know
love the growing process with you as well, sir?
I do. I do, man. I've been growing outside of music more than anything else, and it makes my music so much better. You know what I mean?
Man.
Having kids and, you know, just being at the house with my wife and us just trying to learn each other as we grow, you know, is enough. You know, it's enough ammunition to keep me going.
Hey, bro, it's crazy. I always tell people that we got, it's this thing with this and that, and we all got them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can have this music business, but you got to have that outside, the family, the husband, you know, the dad, the brother, the protect, everything that comes along with it, man. And sometimes the music may be, like for me, radio, if I compare it to life, radio's easy.
Yeah.
You know, and as hard as it may be, but when you think about real life, I'm like, oh man, that could be the easiest part of my life. Man. Because everything else I really pay attention to.
Right.
And have you been seeing that with you, sir?
No, definitely. I feel like to write good songs, to write great songs, you have to have experiences, and you got to live to have those experiences.
Right,
you know what I mean? So I definitely appreciate my time away from the music industry, and I take everything that I experience into these sessions and these songwriting experiences.
Hey, man,
I mean?
and I'm not perfect. There's a line that you say, but I'm going to give you all I got. Hope you ready, because I'm not. That right there, bro. And it's wild because I don't know if I took that a little bit more, because I think I understand it on my levels. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But what do those things mean to you?
Oh, man. You know, well, at the base of it is fake it till you make it. You know what I mean? And it speaks to the humanity in all of us. You know what I mean? There is no perfect person. Right. You know what I mean? So are you going to wait until you're perfect to go? Nah, sometimes you just have to take a leap of faith and just trust God, and you know what I mean. That's I know I'm not ready, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to give you what I got.
Right.
You know what I mean.
Hey, man, and with you and I can go through the whole, there's more than I'm finding out just about the family in the business, because I was recently somewhere and then I met another brother.
Yeah.
I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Did you meet Dave?
I don't know.
It wasn't D-Smoke.
No, it was Dave then.
Yeah, all right, it was Dave.
I was like, Jesus Christ. And then Dave was like, yeah, and I'm like, dude, is it in the bloodline? And yes, it is in the bloodline.
All talented.
I just want to take a second and shout that man out. Now, Davion is the reason that Sir exists. I talk about this all the time with people. He taught me Pro Tools. I remember my first.
Now, which brother is this?
This is my older brother.
Okay, Jesus Christ.
So he was on the road with me just now. He opened up and sang background for me on my tour, which is another full circle moment. I can't stop smiling thinking about that. It's my big bro, But he's the one that really invested his energy in developing me as a songwriter and as an artist, And I always tip my hat to him. He's still an amazing vocalist, an amazing writer, and he's an artist in his own right. So I got to give him props, man.
What was it like growing up for you guys, though? Because I do ask this question of everybody that come in. I say, man, what was growing up? What was the household like? But the household, and music wise. Was in the household.
Oh yeah. My mother was at the piano every day, just doing her own personal work. She was the minister of music at our church, so we was at church Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday,
Lord.
Friday.
Were y'all Baptist?
Huh?
Like Baptist Christian?
No,
church?
non-denominational.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. But we come from
how long were y'all in church though?
What?
Like how many hours?
We get there at 8, we leave at 2.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, sounds about right. First service, second service.
And that was one of those where you had to be.
We had no choice.
Y'all was a little more ingrained than somebody else. Yeah.
No, I'm a true PK.
Hello. So growing up in the church, man, and your mom was into music.
Yes, sir.
Really though? Mm-hmm. And mom's worked professionally somewhat in music as well?
She did. Her older brother, my Uncle Andrew, is actually known as the godfather of gospel bass. Yeah. So his first gig was Andre Crouch.
Lord have mercy.
You got to be deep in gospel.
I know what's happening with Andre Crouch, brother.
Right?
Come on now.
Right? So
rest in peace too, bro.
He did a lot to just put my mom on when they were, up and coming, and he got her gigs like, Shaka Khan back in the day, Michael Jackson. She's worked with Tina Turner, you know what I mean? Yolanda Adams, Mary, she's, just been around, you know what I mean? And she did a great job of instilling her gift in us at a very young age, man. And it was something that I didn't appreciate for a long time. And when I became an adult and I started to really fall in love with music for myself, I already had a foundation to work with, you know what I mean? And I got to give my mom props for that.
Hey, man, you know how sometimes, man, like the original Karate Kid, you know how it was like the whole Mr. Miyagi wax on, wax off. He's like, oh, you just got me waxing cars. And then it came to him like, oh, that was my defense. That was So with you probably enjoyed music, but you didn't know exactly what you were learning, feeling, seeing, listening. You know it, but once you get of age, then you're like,
and you understand those lyrics, and you understand why they did those cadences or why the melody is, and you know what I mean? It made a lot more sense once I had, a grasp on the whole of the music.
And sir, I think that's life too. Because with me, man, I remember my mom was everything to me, rest in peace, right? And gave up everything for us. It was my mom with 7 kids, and I've told the story, but I remember one day, man, I was riding home, and I'm talking about literally, I was on the freeway. I got off the freeway, and I just started bawling. And I was like, I understand now. And it wasn't like it was a light switch. You get this dimmer sometimes. You're like, oh, okay, I understand. Yeah. But I understood the sacrifice. I understood the being super mom, but maybe you were scared. I understood everything, dude. And I think that also is one of those things when you say, when you started to fast forward and look at certain things and a rewind, you're like, oh, okay, but that is life too. Oh yeah. Where you start to see certain things, man. And it's like, damn, this journey that we're on, if you could really open your eyes twice the size, which some of us can't, we're learning a lot every day, bro. Oh yeah. And have you noticed that you've been putting that even more so into your music?
Definitely. I think there was a turning point at which I stopped trying to write cool songs because I was missing, you know what I mean? And I was like, man, what am I missing? And I just wanted to make songs that represented me. And I just started digging deep and getting real personal about what I was talking about, the concept of the song, the base of the song. And I think the first time that it like really, really worked for me was like John Redcorn. You know what I mean?
God,
and
I love that. Is the song that I got put on, and
Really?
I fell in love with that song.
You gonna make me blush.
Right.
I was gonna ask you, can you talk about that song? Because it's my favorite song.
John Redcorn, that's the gift that keeps on giving, man. So I'm a huge King of the Hill fan, and I was going through some relationship issues at the time, you know what I mean? And I happened to be watching a show on the road. We were on the championship tour at the time, and I just saw him, and I was like, man, I can relate to that guy. Nancy ain't doing him right. You know what I mean? You know, she and it was kind of like a joke that came from personal experience and blended into a rap. I might never hit that hard again. The way that concept came together.
Do you ever feel like it wrote itself though? You know, because there's no way in the world that you can say, man, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to watch this. And this
yeah. No, man, the universe put that together for me. But it's a lot of songs like that where I'm looking down at the notebook in tears, and the words are just.
I think
writing a song called like Heavy. Man, I've been killing myself softly. Waking up remembering I'm losing sleep over dreams that were coming true. I was bawling.
Man, I was going to ask you about that.
Bawling.
And it's wild because when you look at the body of music, alrighty, but when you look at the album title, Heavy as an album title already let me know, and especially knowing your music and pretty much seeing your vibe, I already knew that I was about to get something that was extremely personal.
Oh yeah.
But then when I heard Heavy, I was like, there is no other title that could have fit this, that lets you know that this song is a standalone.
Yeah.
But what all this embodied in this album, bro.
Yeah.
And that was the one thing also, man, that Killing Me Softly, man, and the way that record feels, and it may be personal for you, but I know you've had people, sir, that came up to you and said, man, you wrote my song.
To this day.
Yeah.
To this day. And I talk about my recovery at shows and things like that. And I don't really, expect anybody to have an emotional, response or anything like that. But so many people feel how I feel. And they'll come right up to me, tears in their eyes, like, I'm 3 days sober, man. Man. And that right there.
Hey, sir, when people feel like the music business or famous people, when they feel like you got it all right, you know what I'm saying? You got it. Everything is okay. When you as a human being, sir, when people think that you got everything, is it darker? You know what I'm saying? Because you got to have, and I always tell people, you got to have these enoughs. You got to be strong enough, vulnerable enough, black enough, corporate enough, all these enoughs that you got to deal with. Yeah. And sometimes people on the outside looking in don't understand what a person is going through. Was it hard for you to let people know what you were going through? Because in some people's eyes, you have to be Superman.
Man, it's tearing up now.
Yes,
it's
sir.
still like just tough. It's tough thinking about it, man. Thinking about what I put my family through. Thinking about, you know what I mean, how many times I almost didn't survive. And then thinking about people that are still going through it is even tougher. You know what I mean? Because I know how bad it got for me. But it's just hard to watch people struggle through addiction, in general. But talking about it was therapeutic, honestly. At the end of the day, I needed to, whether I liked it at the time or not. Being on the other side of it, in hindsight, I appreciate it, and I needed to get it off my chest because it wasn't just for me. I was, I was definitely, letting something out and getting something off my shoulders, but I was also putting good energy into the universe for people that need that. You know what I mean? And it's my testimony, but it's from tragedy. You know what I mean? So people need to see the testimony. God, people need to see the test in the testimony. You know what I mean? So, I'm not ashamed of it anymore.
Right.
When I first started talking about it, it was very difficult. It was awkward.
Did it feel like it was all the conversation was about sometimes?
Yeah. Man. And it felt like man, I had a choice, but I really didn't. You know what I mean? And once I decided that it is what it is, you know what I mean? That was a freeing moment in this whole situation. Like, okay, I'm just gonna do it. I started to, see things turn around and see people's reaction to it. You know what I mean? Be what I expected.
Did you feel like you hurt yourself more, or you hurt those around you more?
Ooh, man.
Or is it a little bit of both?
That's a crazy question, Big. Dang. Definitely myself. You know what I mean? Physically, mentally, because I'm an empathetic person. So the pain that I'm causing myself is one thing, but then the pain that I'm causing someone else that bounces right back onto me, because you know what I mean? That's just who I am as a person. You know what I mean? There were certain days like I couldn't look at my wife, you know what I mean? Because she would look up at me and, it's just ugly. It's ugly, Big. It was horrible. And yeah.
How functioning did you have to be, though? Because there's a part where we have to show up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? No matter how dark it is, sometimes you got to be somebody else's light, even though it's dark.
Yeah.
And you got to show up. There's sometimes, man, when I would go through things, or when I go through things, I'm like, I wish that I didn't have to show up. I wish I could just, and whatever it is, if it's depression, I just want to lay here. But sometimes you can't.
Right.
How was it when you knew you had to show up when you're probably dealing with some of the biggest things than anyone in the room?
Man, I promise you, certain days I was operating on 10%. Certain days I was operating on E. But, when I was going through the worst of my addiction.
How long ago was this, sir? Because I would see you and I didn't know.
Yeah, I was good at it. Yeah, in public, I was really good at it.
Which is scary too, because you gotta put the mask on.
Yeah. Oh, what's funny though? I had this one homie. Shout out to King. He know who he is, man. He grew up in a household of people that had my DLC. And I would just walk into TDE's office and I would look at him and he'd look at me, and I'd go. And he would know immediately something was wrong.
Right.
I mean, look. I'd be like, and he would immediately know something was wrong. You know what I mean? And I gotta really say I appreciate that, because he made it hard for me to come around in that condition. You know what I mean? But it got to that point where I was just, I've been walking around, nobody knew I was high as a kite.
Really?
You know what I mean? For events, for shows, for things I shouldn't have been high at.
And it's wild because too, man, just knowing you and your energy, sometimes you just don't know what someone is going through, and then you don't want to burden somebody sometimes with what you're going through.
Yeah.
And I feel, sir, that I feel like you will be one of those people that let it all fall on me. I don't want to burden you with this. And that could be a burden.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's hard. For one, I'm so glad that, sir, that we're in a position now where we do have conversations. We do speak out.
Yeah.
We do go to therapy. We do go to rehab. We do get help, because at one point we weren't.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, everything that we knew growing up was, oh, man, that's a psych ward. Oh, he crazy. Oh, you had all these different titles and all these different names for you saying, I can't speak up to tell people what I have.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so now we're in a position now where we can have this dialogue. And whatever, you know how when you talk to someone, but you're really talking to yourself? You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's where sometimes I'll have a conversation with somebody and like, big, and I'm telling them this, but I'm like, dude, I'm really talking to myself.
Preaching to the choir.
Yep. I'm really talking to myself, bro. And if you don't mind my asking, was there a choice in what you were dependent on?
Oh, what was my DLC?
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, cocaine.
Really?
Yeah,
man.
And then it turned into cocaine and liquor. Then that turned into pills. And I have an addictive personality, so you just go through it was a cocktail at the end of the day. You know what I mean? One brings you up, and you need something to bring you down to go to sleep, and it was a lot.
And then I think that also, man, some people understand, or they feel like it's certain things are an escape.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's sometimes I'm like, damn, what am I running from? Because even with me, sir, like, the whole big boy thing, I love being big boy. You know, I love it, man. My billboards that used to be around, I was 500 pounds. I loved it.
Yeah.
But I didn't realize until a few years ago when I went to this place called the Hoffman Institute and I did like therapy and all this kind of stuff. I was like, damn, dude, like, how happy were you?
Yeah.
And where certain things come from, you know, and I hadn't really, you know, you look and you look and you look, but sometimes you don't look in the mirror or sometimes you don't look within. And when I did that, I was like, okay. And it doesn't make you perfect,
Right.
but it makes you aware.
Right. And that, oh man, that's the biggest battle is awareness. You know what I mean? Self-awareness, awareness of your surroundings. You know what I mean? That was a big thing with me is learning that the company I kept was a huge part of the position I was in. People telling me, "Oh yeah, you straight." You know, we about to go party, we about to go do this, we about to go have some fun. You know what I mean?
It's always a celebration. There's a reason always to celebrate, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. And you know, I had to learn that my friends, they weren't bad people, but they were dealing with their own sicknesses their own way, and we were codependent on each other to, you know what I mean, distract us from what was really wrong in our own personal lives. You know what I mean? So separation was huge for me, getting sober. You know what I mean? I got homies that we friends on Instagram, but you call my phone or text me, ain't gonna be no response. You know what I mean? And I love them, love them to death. Man, known these guys my whole life, but I can't kick it with y'all.
Yeah.
Can't hang out with y'all.
Yeah,
no.
I love me more.
No. I love me.
Yeah,
oh, man.
Hey, man, they tell you, the first thing they tell you when you get on the airplane, they like, man, secure your mask.
Right. Yeah.
Because
Take
if you're
care of
not-
yourself.
Yeah, because you're not good to it. If I'm over here trying to help my wife and kids, you be like, man, baby, put your goddamn mask on.
Exactly.
Stop all this bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But have you noticed a different reflection in the music? Like what it feels like now? Are you hearing? You know how sometimes you get some clarity and something sounds different, or it feels different, or it's created different. Do you feel that?
Yes and no. I can't even lie to you, Big. I've been on vacation, so I ain't been making music.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I came home. We just got back from tour, and I just, I got a little one at the house. My daughter's 7 months. Aww. So since I've been home, I haven't been like working like I should, maybe.
Right.
But there's no rush with this. I'm enjoying the life experiences. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
and that's the things you got to put into the music as well, too. Right?
Exactly.
How is it being a dad once again and having that 7-month-old at the house?
She's so cute.
Ain't it, man?
Oh my gosh, she's the best, man. It's and you got to have more than one kid to learn this, but every child is different.
Yeah,
they are the sun and the moon for sure, night and day. You know what I mean? But they love each other.
Get out of my house, thank you.
They love each other, though. You know what I mean? And the age gap is close enough for them to be friends if we, point them in that direction. You know what I mean? But yeah, my 7-month-old, her name is Danielle, and she is gorgeous. Look just like her mama. What
does that feel like, man, when you know that baby number 2 is coming? And your eyes are open a little wider too now, though.
Oh man, we were excited. I went through a lot the year she was born. I lost my mom. I was on tour. I toured with SZA. I toured with I did a Europe tour, and I did my own tour. And I was on the road, and Kelly was pregnant, so that was already tough enough. Yeah, you know what I mean? Then I lost my mom, and when I came home, me and Kelly, we were just mourning, you know what I mean, up until the baby was born. You know what I mean? Which, it was what we needed, and it was the place God put us at the time. But, we were also preparing so vigorously to get her, stuff together, get everything ready in the house for the baby, and get everything, you know what I mean, clean. And it was just a hectic time. And I feel like I didn't know what to expect, especially having a first child. I thought I knew what to expect, but you know what I mean?
Throw that manual away.
Oh my God. Oh my God. The first day dynamic was just chaotic. You know what I mean? Bringing her home to my 4-year-old who, wanted nothing but to hold her, but doesn't know how to hold her.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Woo, it was rough. But we've been figuring it out. We 7 months in the game now. I know my job.
Right. Yeah. Some of the things you're like, I've been here before.
It's a little different, but it's the same.
But I've been here.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy fatherhood? Isn't that the best hood to be from?
It definitely is, man.
man.
It's the moments you least expect, when your 4-year-old runs up on you and just gives you a hug for no reason, or your daughter starts clapping. My 7-month-old started clapping the other day. I was like,
yeah, man.
That blew me away.
He's got the biggest thing. She coming.
Yeah, right. Look for my
That's what you like.
exactly.
Hey, man, I remember when my daughter was like 3, and we went to her E-case. She was probably like 4, early kindergarten.
Yeah.
We went in there, and it was like art day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And literally, my daughter, she had a picture. I'm going to show it. Show it to you, right? I go in, and I look, and all the kids' names are up there, and their art is hanging. And then and for real, my daughter's art was like this. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, dude, look at this. Like when y'all bring that down from display, I gotta have it.
He said, how much?
Yeah, man. But it was literally like a red blotch, and I was like, oh, this is it.
Yep.
This is it. There is. I'm telling you, man, it's the most beautiful thing in the world, and it's wild because I still tell my kids to this day. My son is 18 now. My daughter's 16. I always tell them to this day. I say, man, what was I doing before you got here?
Right?
What was life?
Man, isn't that the funniest thing? As soon as they get here, it's like they've always been
Yeah,
here.
man, and you can't imagine not having them. And I remember too, sir, before I had kids, bro. I didn't think I was gonna have kids.
Yeah.
You know, I was just like, oh man, I'm just gonna move around, and then you meet the queen and you good to go.
Yeah.
But I never thought that I was gonna have kids.
Man.
And then when I had kids, I was like,
Yeah.
everything that I was doing led up
Yeah.
to what's going on right now. You know, all the big boys in the neighborhoods and this, that, and the other, man, it all led up to like, this is the purpose.
Yep.
This is the purpose. And you feel that as well as a dad?
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely purpose driven. Definitely absorbing the energy. My kids give off such good energy. I think that's the best thing
I
about
find
it.
that
You just
easy
come
to
home and
believe.
oh my gosh, they're wonderful. They're so
Really?
wonderful. And then just seeing myself in them, seeing the kid in me in them. You know what I mean? It's a blessing. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't get to experience that. You know, reliving your childhood through your
Yeah,
children
man.
and giving them everything that you would have wanted as a child.
Yeah.
I'm well off, Big.
Yeah,
we
that's
doing
scary.
all right. So
Isn't that scary too, though?
yeah, oh, yo, definitely,
Oh,
definitely.
man,
yeah,
bro.
Yeah, because once they know that they can get anything, they get everything, you know.
And if it's
Right.
not you, it's the grandparents, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's even worse,
Yeah,
right?
whatever you
yeah,
want.
yeah,
I be
yeah.
like, dude, you didn't give that to me. But you know, grandparents on my wife's side, like my kids didn't get a chance to meet like my mom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But with your mom passing too, right? And this is for me.
Yeah.
I felt like when my mom passed, right? I felt like I had, like how you were saying things were chaotic and all that was going on, and then it just kind of falls into line just a little bit.
Yeah.
I always say, man, my mom felt like I had the best representative sitting next to God. And by that, I mean, I was in a crazy relationship, and I think that my mom was like, you know what? Let Kurt see this. Let him see what's going on. Get this person away from him. Do this. And it felt like things just started, not automatically, but things just started moving different.
Yeah.
Have you experienced any of that with things just moving different and you don't know what it is, but maybe it could be somebody, mom sitting next and navigating it? Like I always say, I got the biggest agent and the biggest manager sitting next to God.
My mom has this song, it goes, somebody somewhere was praying for me. Though my eyes were open, still I could not see that all that I needed I could find on my knees. Somebody somewhere was praying just for me. And I live my life based on those words. Like no matter, you know what I mean?
Is that your mom's song?
That's my mom's song. Yeah.
Is that available?
No, it's not even out. We used to sing that at church.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I don't think she ever recorded
But that's her
that.
song?
That's her song that she wrote.
Dude,
You know what I
that's
mean?
beautiful.
And that's, you know what I mean? That's, I after losing her, I realized that was just one more angel that was watching over me.
Yeah.
But I had already had
Oh,
so much love, you know what I mean? And when she was with us, you know, I knew my mother. She prayed constantly on her knees, face to the floor, praying for us, you know what I mean? And I'm blessed to have the network of godly people in my life that, you know, whether I see them, whether I, you know what I mean, whether I call them, I know they praying for me and they're praying for my well-being, you know what I mean? And that carries me through.
Did you know music was always going to be for you? Not just because it was in the house. Did you always want to be an artist?
No, Big, I did
musician?
not.
Yeah.
No, Big, I did not. Nah. And still to this day, I battle with it. You know what I mean? I love music so much, but there's so much that comes along with being an artist that, you know, I'm an N-word from Inglewood. Like,
right. Hello.
You know, that goes. You know what I mean? That's a thing that I battle with all the time. You know what I mean? Everybody thinks it's R&B and shit, but you know, at the end of the day, you know, I'm a grown man and I got a wife and kids, and I don't need all the extra attention or people walking up to me all the time. I just be wanting to like be chill. I'm chill. I'm out the way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
like I think people think I'm just phone taps and radio interviews.
right.
And I'm like,
I got a life, man.
Yeah, and you would get.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah, and I especially in a place like LA where we from, like we be trying to. I love that you said this morning. Protect my
Energy,
peace,
bro.
my
Yeah.
energy.
Protect your energy, protect your peace.
I came into the music industry just wanting to write songs, you know what I mean? And the artistry kind of became a thing that just happened, you know what I mean? But yeah, I don't want niggas to forget, you know, excuse my language, you know what I mean? You know, but I definitely feel like I'm blessed to be in a position to make music, you know what I mean? And I don't take that for granted,
Right.
but, you know, I don't know.
Just some of the things that come with it too. The device that comes with it now, people can everything is goofy, and that's why I also say, man, protect your peace and protect because there's so much around us, and I mean everybody.
Yeah.
There's so much around to knock you off your square or get you off your purpose, and now, man, people are just nasty by nature, just because.
Very true.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to know how to digital detox and unplug away from everything. And have you found yourself being that? Because there's sometimes too where you and Smoke and everybody, y'all look so peaceful, right? But I don't think people understand that that's a peace that you guys brought upon yourself.
Yeah, we had to earn that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
like, don't get it messed up.
No, for sure.
Right.
And you know, the at the end of last year, after I got off the road, I think last year was the most I had worked. You know, even going through everything I was going through, it was the most I had worked in, you know, 5 years, 3 whole separate tours. So I just wanted to get home and rest, you know what I mean? And I think a lot of times with what we do, you know, we you know, forget to focus on ourselves, you know what I mean? And we put a lot of energy into, you know what I mean, the people or the job, you know what I mean?
Right.
But man, as of late, Big, I just been like enjoying my time.
That's why you
off,
say
man.
you're on vacation.
I'm on vacation.
Right.
Yeah, enjoying the heck out of it. Too.
Because you got to think, man, you're a large portion of your life, as far as professionally, is you doing something so we could have a release.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's like even with Hollywood Bowl, right? That is our release.
Yeah.
To get to Hollywood Bowl and see you and Leon. You know what I'm saying? No matter what you could be going through, you are released.
Right.
Yeah. And you gotta learn how to, at some point you had to be like, okay, yeah. And it's crazy because you want to go get it.
Yeah.
You gotta go get it. And then you still building something. But yeah, man, like what's the price for those things?
Exactly. And you know what I mean? I think at the end of the day, I do want my career to be a long one. I want to, you know, I'm working towards longevity, but I also want my life to be long.
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
Like, man, I wish Sir would have slowed down. Just
yeah, man. Dang, he died at 42, man. That nigga was working.
But
Nah.
he gave us all this music.
Yeah, man, 92 albums. Wow.
Man, see, that's taking care of us. Man, he took care of us. Oh, that brother was good, man. Thank you, sir, for running yourself into the ground.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Rest in peace. But yeah, that's real, man. And did you have to learn balance?
I'm still learning
Yeah,
balance, Big.
yeah,
Nah,
same, bro.
I definitely I'm an anxious person by nature. You know what I mean? Like I want what I want and I want it now. You know what I mean? And I'm also, you know, always working on improving my patience. You know what I mean? So I think, you know, working on those two things has helped me find that, you know, you're only gonna, you know, find balance through patience. You know what I mean? And it's not something that comes naturally. You have to, strive for that. You know what I mean? Like you have to work for balance.
Be conscious.
You have to be very conscious, especially in the music industry. You know what I mean? Because I tell me and my wife have this conversation all the time. Like Daryl and Sir are always fighting for time in the spotlight.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? And they're always fighting for my energy. They're the same guy sitting in the same house, but who am I going to be one day to the next? You know what I mean? And certain times I need to be Sir. Certain times I need to be Daryl. You know what I mean? And those guys, when I'm doing good, they're best friends.
Right.
You know what I mean? But it's still push and pull. Everything is ebb and flow. So I'm constantly working on just trying to find that fine line of keeping a G. And you know what I mean, being respectful.
Those are the enoughs.
You know what I mean?
Hey man, how much do you enjoy music, and how much do you dislike music business? Because music is one thing.
Yeah.
Music business,
Yeah.
with everything that comes with it, sometimes taint the way you feel. Not about your music, but just the way you feel. Like, man, if I could have all this and none of this, or some of this, like,
Yeah. No, so a lot of people know my first job was working for Tyrese as an engineer.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Came into the game as a recording engineer.
that's a hell of a school.
You know
Great gig. Oh yeah.
Shout out to you, Tyrese.
Shout out to Tyrese. Yeah, he already know. But no, I didn't, expect the artistry to be something that I had to put all of my energy into. You know what I mean? I was happy just being the engineer. You know what I mean? And that was my music industry experience for a very long time. So having to come into like the artistry side where I have to go find a wardrobe person, I have to be on my social media, I have to do all that. I'll do it for the benefit, but at the end of the day, I really just want to go to the studio and make music.
All the boxes you got to check.
Man, so many boxes, and I don't be checking all of them.
But at least
I'm trying.
Hey man, when you say I just kind of wanted to be in there, and I'm an engineer, and Tyrese is the first, kind of sitting. What took you? Was it a natural flow that you became an artist?
I think so. It happened without me looking up and noticing it, so it had to be natural. You know what I mean? I was already on God's road when I got to Reese's house. You know what I mean? So I went from working for Tyrese to working with Andre Harris from Dre and Vidal, legendary Philly producers, and then from there I went straight to TDE. But those steps.
How does that happen? Because you say it quick.
Seamlessly.
How do you get to Tyrese?
Seamlessly. I had my head down. I just graduated from school. I was independent, working for myself. I made some business cards. I was giving them out in studios. I found an artist named Kenyon Dixon. I don't know if you guys know who Kenyon is. He's an amazing singer. He's from Watts. And Kenyon called me one day and was like, hey, I need an engineer to come work with Tyrese. I was like, okay. I pull up, pack my stuff, go to his house.
Were you an engineer?
I was.
Okay.
Well, I was still faking it till I make it.
I call that sending the representative. I was sending the representative.
Yeah. Look. We figured it out.
That's me at the borderline.
Yeah.
Can you hear? Hello.
Yeah, right. Exactly. But I pulled it off. I definitely pulled it off. And I worked for Tyrese for 2 years, and it was just because I had that one session with Kenyon before. You know what I mean? And that was through some homie stuff. Kenyon heard about me through a friend of his. I went to Kenyon's house and we recorded a song. It was his first recording. 6 months later, he was writing for Tyrese, and he called me in to help with the engineering. And I show up and show out, and my energy is not to be messed with. So I guess Tyrese saw that, and he kept me around for a while, and it was great. You know what I mean? While I was there, but I think God always puts me in particular in places where there's lessons to be learned. That is my life experience as an adult. Like, God doesn't place me anywhere where I don't need to grow. So I was placed with Tyrese just to grow and just to prepare myself for the next step, which was focusing on songwriting with Andre Harris. And I was placed there to grow, to realize that, oh man, nobody's going to cut these records like I cut them. no one can do these demos. You know what I mean? These songs aren't getting placed. They're getting cut. But people they're not understanding the perspective, and they're not putting the right energy into the demo. Ooh. Let me just keep these songs and start putting this music out. You know what I mean? And then that fell into place. Then I skipped one part. I was an independent artist before I got signed to TDE. We were I was out here with CDs, passing out flyers, trying to do whatever I could, doing pay for plays, you know, and I was blessed to drop a project called 7 Sundays that really put me on, and I got connected through word of mouth on that project. But I was an independent artist at the time. You know what I mean? So to start from Tyrese and make it all the way to that point where I got signed for TDE, it was just God kept placing me where I needed to be and putting me in the right path.
How did they find you, or how did you find TDE?
Dave Free. Funny story. Now, shout out to Dave too, man. I love that guy, man. He put on for me so much. Dave Free. I guess he was like with his girlfriend at the time, and she just went to SoundCloud. Oh, I don't even say SoundCloud no more. That's crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, she went to SoundCloud and she put on some Sir, and he was like, "Who is that?" He's playing 7 Sundays, of course, playing that project. And next thing I know, I'm driving to Santa Monica to meet, you know, Top and Dave and Kendrick and all that the next day. You know what I mean? And the project that just came out, it had only been out for 2 weeks. You know, so, yeah.
Hey, man, when people say, look at God, or it was written, whatever you use in those terms and texts, but that's one of those things, too, man, when the opportunity comes, you were more than prepared. And I always tell people, I'm not scared, I'm prepared.
Right.
And you were more than prepared. We're more preparing to do.
Yeah.
But isn't it crazy how, and I always tell people, man, that there's times where it feels like you're on this straight road, and you're on this road, and it's like, damn, I got all this road behind me that's straight.
Yeah.
And then I got all this road in front of me and it looks straight. And then it's this turn. And the turn come from nowhere.
Yeah.
And then when you make that turn, it's like, that was it.
Yep.
Maybe you wanted to pull over on the straight road, back up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll stop right here.
Yeah.
But you said the project wasn't out for more than 2 weeks, and then the next day, you know what I'm saying? Like, just happened to be just playing for Dave.
It's also
and he heard it.
What's meant for you is always going to be for you. I feel like that's like another way to see it.
And you know, it's even crazier because I only really got to work with Dave for, you know, 1.5 years, 2 years before PG Lang started, and they shifted their focus. Right. Which shout out to Kendrick and shout out to PG Lang and Dave Free and everything that they're doing. You know what I mean? But man, I just imagine if, like, what if that girl didn't pull up to Dave Free house that day?
Man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Man, you ever seen a movie called Mr. Destiny?
Uh-uh.
Man, there's a movie called Mr. Destiny, and you don't have to watch the movie, but it's one of them things where the star of the movie, where he goes and he gets a look and see what would have happened if this didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? So you can sit and you can say, man, what if she didn't pull up? But she did. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What if Dave had been too busy and it didn't hit the right part of his ear? You know, but it did.
Yeah.
You know, but all those what ifs. You know what I'm saying? And there's sometimes I think in life, like, man, what if I would have made that other turn?
Yeah.
Or did this? And I'm like, well, I can't see it.
Right.
So I'll take exactly where I'm at. Do you always feel right now that you're still in, maybe not show and prove, but do you feel like you got the attention, and not a woe is me, but not the attention I feel you deserve?
I feel like, and this took years for me to even get to this position where I wasn't looking too far forward and looking too far in my past. I feel like I'm really good at being present, and I'm right where God needs me to be. You know what I mean? So I don't ask any questions too far forward, and I definitely don't let the past affect how I move. You know what I mean? I am a work in progress. Yeah, I'm very human. And I will never claim to be anything close to perfect, you know. But I know that the road that I'm on, like, my steps are ordered. Oh, I love to say that. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. My steps are ordered, you know. So I spend a lot less time looking down at my feet, worried about, one foot in front of the other. Right. I focus on what's in front of me, and I try my best to give good energy You know, that's my biggest thing, Big. And you guys complimented my energy. It was so sweet.
No, it's real,
I'm big on energy, Big.
And I always tell people, character's what's being said about you when you're not in the room.
Yeah.
And people speak very well about you when you're not in the room.
Man, I
in the room, people
that.
say everything in front of your face.
Yeah, like, oh, that's that.
Oh, you the one. Then you leave. Oh, I hate that one. I hate him with a passion. Arrogant bastard. The arrogant bastard, man. Can you handle so-called fame?
No.
Right.
I'm just an awkward person in general. A lot of people that know me know. You know, I'm a nerd. I'm very to myself, and you know, I have a sense of humor that doesn't really work with everybody. You know what I mean? So, you know, I do good with fans, and I think I catch fans off guard a lot because I'm so nice. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm so friendly. Like, I have the biggest smile when I meet fans. You know what I mean? And even like other artists, sometimes I catch them off guard. I have a funny story. Okay, so I met Donald Glover, Childish Gambino at an award show, and I'm a huge fan of his work. Huge fan. I love his music, and I love what he did on Atlanta. I think that show was for us. It's for us. You know what I mean? And anyway, I met him at an award show, and his manager just so happened to be from Inglewood, so he thought it would be a cool time to introduce us. And I don't know what I did, but it was awkward. I promise you.
Really?
He said it was awkward.
He's like, I don't know what quite.
You know, I walked up and was like, it's nice to meet you.
Hey man, but even right now, Mariana, a friend of hers, really enjoys you, right?
Yeah.
And so literally before you sat down to do the interview, he was on FaceTime.
Yeah.
And when he saw you, he and you said you'll never get used to that.
Hey, but I did that. But see, this makes more sense now, right? Because that's me.
To Donald Glover,
oh man, I freaked him out. He was like, all right. I was like, oh. Now every time I see him, I got to go like this.
Start speaking in the British accent, and you are. And who are you once again?
Shout out to him though, man. I'm still a huge fan.
Is it hard for you to exist in this thing though? You know how some people got like this music business. Like I don't have any like music business friends.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. And I love that too. Yeah. I know everybody. I'm cool with everybody, but I don't go on vacation. I don't go to houses, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Do you know how it seems like you exist outside of everybody kind of running together?
I hope that stays true. Yeah. And it was something that I had to appreciate because when you're in it, you want to be of it. I don't know if that makes sense. You know what I mean? People that get into the music industry and get in these positions think that that's the path that they have to do.
Right.
But
yeah.
It's much more sustainable to, you know, worry about the life you're living outside of the music industry because that's the life that's going to be there when the music industry shit is gone and those friends
right
ain't there no more. You know what I mean? Like I got a handful of people that I'm close to and I stick with outside of the music industry, and I know that group of people ain't gonna ever forsake me.
Right.
You know what I mean? I can't say that about people that I met, you know, over the last 5-10 years. You know what I mean? They don't know me. And I don't know them, you know what I mean? And that's okay. You know what I mean? We there is a relationship to be had there, but it's not this, you know what I mean? And I cherish this more than I cherish anything.
Do you know how to go back to this? You know how to, like that's that ground that keeps you kind of grounded. And those are the people that really love you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I got what I do also, man, I'm very much into quality.
Yeah.
Not quantity.
Yeah.
You know, I got people that I've known before I even cracked the mic open that's still with me to this day.
Yep.
And if it all disappeared tomorrow, they'll be with me.
Yeah.
At the crib or until they take my house away.
Yeah, right.
But then or if I needed a place to stay, they'll be the person.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you got to surround yourself with that.
Definitely.
And not that all this music business is bad.
No.
Not at all.
There's so many good things that come out of, you know, the music industry, you know what I mean? Not really though.
Right.
No, I'm just kidding.
Name 7.
Yeah, he's a shit. Yeah. No. But I think that the music industry is, you know, it's not evil, you know, by choice. It's just evil people in the music industry, but that's any industry, you know what I mean? Like, and you just got to know how to navigate, and I think right now I'm doing the best job I can at just navigating, being a successful artist, keeping my peace, putting on for my city, you know what I mean, and taking care of my family.
All these damn enoughs.
Oh my gosh, man. Yeah, man. So many enoughs, man.
Hey, man, now talk to me about the shows that we're about to see as well.
Yes,
man.
sir.
And yes, sir. Yeah, But a night with you and Leon Thomas at Hollywood Bowl.
Man.
Brother, for one, that is the most beautiful venue.
First and foremost, I'm a Leon Thomas fan. So I'm kind of butthurt that I'm not going to be able to like really see his set because I go up right after him. So I'm going to make sure I slide out there and check out a few songs, but then I'll go to the back and get my vocal warm-ups. But just to have him on the bill in the time that he's having right now is a blessing for me. You know what I mean? So I'm happy for him to be there. But as an LA baby, I used to live on Hollywood and Cherokee.
Okay.
So like the bowl was,
bro.
It was this place of mystery. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
this is
we
when
didn't even know what was
student.
on the other side.
Bro.
You would see the Hollywood Bowl, but you didn't know what it looked like.
Yeah. That's all you would see. You know what I mean? So to have an opportunity to open up for Maxwell there was already a blessing within itself. But then to come back around the next year and headline it, God is so good to me, and I'm overjoyed. I'm so excited.
Hey, man,
y'all can't tell.
When you do something like the Hollywood Bowl, right? And you live locally.
Yes.
Do you get a hotel or do you come from the house?
You know what's funny, bro? I was just thinking about that today. I'm thinking about getting me a room in Burbank because I'm going to have to pack them kids up. And oh, man.
Yeah, because I always wondered, man, there's just some questions like, you know how, like you grew up in Inglewood.
Yeah.
There's somebody that live across the street from the police station, right?
Yep.
I wonder if the police walk to your house.
How do they hop in the car, bust
or do they drive to the crib, to your crib? So you probably may get there early.
I think so.
And come from a hotel.
I'm gonna make a day of it for sure. I think well, my wife's sister is gonna be with us because we got the 2 kids, and my wife wants to look cute. So you know what I mean. She got a cute little outfit. I like her little outfit, a little black. She got this little top and this little skirt. But her sister's gonna.
Let me
there.
know exactly what it is. I don't want to.
No, you want to wear the same thing. Yeah, I got you. Yeah.
Right.
Yep. Is it the halter top?
Yeah. Is it?
No, but her sister will be there to help her and help me with the baby. So. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get that room big. Honestly, honestly, y'all know any good hotels in Burbank?
Yeah, but we're not gonna say it here because then somebody will be there. It's bad enough you telling us. Then she got this friend that's a fanatic.
Yeah. Right.
He gonna show up
in the lobby.
Yeah. I love you, sir.
Hey, let me tell all y'all fans, I love
nothing
you to
even matters.
I love y'all to death, but don't you be waiting in the lobby for me. When I'm with my 2 kids and my wife, you gonna run up.
Is it a little different?
Man, big. I turn into this like crazy person, dude. Like my eyes change. Because it's the little ones. It's the little ones. And then I already live my life head on a swivel. I'm a LA baby. You ain't gonna turn that off. But then when I'm with my kids, I just get this angry look. I look like a Negro. I look like, and I'm talking about NEGRO. I look like 1973. Don't play with me. don't play with me, man.
Starting to look bigger.
Yeah, taking my shoulders and my lats.
Hell man.
All of a sudden, but I definitely like when I'm with my family, I'm a different person. Like when I'm with my family, my 2 children and my wife, I'm a whole different person. Hi, it's nice. It's good to see you.
Really.
Don't walk up on me, bro.
Hey, dude, my wife and kids probably like, Dad, be like that. just a little bit of that. I mean, get people all in the car. You need to ride home.
You sound like my dad. The nicest person on the planet.
Oh my gosh, man. And I got to get back to everything that we talked about today, bro. But just really back to the talent and the music. And that's the thing, man, that I think people, for one, whatever you do musically, you could tell that you don't short dog us on anything.
I'm giving y'all everything. I'm giving y'all the shirt off my back at this point.
And it never feels like, put it off.
Yeah.
It is what it is. And that's why, man, there's so much intention and purpose.
Yeah.
That when I start to talk about you as an artist, and like how you would say somebody put you on, then you put somebody else on, those kind of things, man. It's one of those things where I'm like, this dude deserves, and we get what we get. But I'm like, this dude deserves for everybody to hear what's going on with him.
Man, and I
there's a lot of noise right now, bro, and not taken away from anyone.
Yeah,
but there's a lot of it's been, the music been noisy, and the attention has been a little bit different. Now I noticed that we're getting back to lyrics are coming back into hip hop.
Yeah.
Melodies are coming back. People are singing again. There's substance again, because we had got real tricky on our genres.
Yeah.
Definitely.
But I tell people all the time, the music industry is very cyclical. Like you one moment is, ass shaking music. Next moment is I'm a piano for 6 months. Then you go back around, it's country music for 6 months. And it always finds its way. So with what I do, I'm just waiting for my turn to come back around.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's like double dutch. I ain't gonna jump in.
Yeah, it's not time. Shoot, Cardi just dropped. Nope. Okay, let me say that. All right.
Let me keep looking. Hey man, with you being embodied in TDE and just that being home plate, when everything was going on with Drake and Kendrick and that whole time, let me. How much were you able to turn it on and turn it off when I talk about protecting peace?
Oh man, I made the mistake of getting on Twitter and putting numbers up, putting my opinion up, and then I was a part of the conversation.
Oh, man. That's why she was like, big, heavy the album.
Yeah, stay away from it. And then I had a show in Toronto a few months ago, and I made the mistake of mentioning that, and that became news on Twitter. And I'm like, nah, man. Hey, shout out to Drake. He's a great artist. I love his music. Shout out to Dot. He's a great artist. I love his music. I'm politicking right now.
Right. And I love my music.
Yeah, right. You should love it too, man. The show, man. We got Hollywood Bowl, y'all.
Right, yeah. And, because sometimes too, man, it does become and that's what I tell people as well. It's a difference when somebody say, oh, such and such said, and it's a difference between when somebody say, sir said.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, what do you feel about that? Well, Big said. That's why I tell people I got my own platform.
Yeah, hey.
Don't put no mics in front of me.
Yeah.
Don't ask me nothing goofy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We want to talk to Big about how he feels. My producer, everybody knows that I don't try to do, and that's why I'm because I know about the Toronto stuff. I respectfully know that people want clickbait.
Yeah.
And bro, and you got to be almost like Matrix. You know what I'm saying?
Man, and I did
and
a good job.
No matter how long we've been sitting here talking, you could say one thing and that'd be the thing that go.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And I think I did a good job of not entertaining that once that happened. But I still, even at the show, I wasn't thinking me saying what I was saying was going to be this big, you know what I mean? But then there's still vultures out there that are just looking for opportunity to just put negativity into the industry, you know what I mean?
How's your queen doing?
She's doing great.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you. Shift the energy.
Yeah, man.
I love that.
Shift the energy.
Jesus Christ, man.
Too much negative energy with
Yeah,
that.
and then when we start saying, I'm like, I think I'm good. I think I'm good. Yeah, man. So the queen is good.
Yeah, Queen's
okay,
good.
cool.
Queen's good.
And then Hollywood Bowl. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's
put that shit in our rearview mirror.
Yeah.
You know? So on vacation now, you don't know when the studio pops back up. Are you still creating music? Are you humming to yourself?
Yeah, I'm on vacation, but I never stop writing songs.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's just like, man, do you ever stop breathing big?
Right. Because that's what I love. I mean, and at the end of the day, that's the background that I want to feed. I want to nourish that part of because that is the bread and butter. If I don't have new songs, I can't tour. I can't do nothing.
I don't know, man. That's a dude that's very successful on tour.
Oh no, yeah, and they, a lot of people.
But you still doing deposits?
Yes, still, man, still doing deposits, and you know what I mean. I think the next time that I actually come out with a project is gonna be my best work. I always work like that. Like I'm not really worried about the songs that I dropped. I know my fans love that.
Right.
They love Sir. You know what I mean? But I love Sir. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to move forward in my career. But we got some stuff. I got a playlist of 20 songs that I really like.
Oh.
You know what I mean? So
what do you mean? Of 20 songs that we know, or 20 songs that's unreleased?
Unreleased. 20 songs.
Did you drive here today?
I did.
I'm sending somebody down in your car.
Get that
You know they just
I got them right here on my phone. I'll send you my favorite. You want me to tell you? I'll airdrop you one, big, because I love you.
Really though?
Yeah, no.
All righty, man. And you know what, man? I love you so much. I won't bootleg it in Japan.
There you go.
Now,
so specific.
other surrounding areas, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Maybe. But you, I don't even know if my airdrop is on. Hold on, let me make sure my shit is on.
Yeah, make sure you receive that, bro.
Hey, sir, what jobs did you have before music started?
Oh man, okay. Thanks for asking.
Yeah.
My favorite was working for the gym. Okay, I used to work for Bally Total Fitness. Do you guys remember Bally's?
Yes, bro. Were you a trainer there, or what did you do?
No,
at
I was
Bally's?
in sales. So I started off, but then, now mind you, they make you.
Hold on, man. You motherfucker. I know you were.
Say it, bro.
Hey, dude.
Say it.
I'm gonna say it for all of us.
For all of
You
us.
the ones who sign us up, and then we never go back, and y'all keep hitting our damn
yes.
accounts.
Yes,
All right.
yes, that was me. Yes.
Oh, I couldn't wait to meet you.
You know, it's funny. Back then, when I first started working for Bally's, we were selling like car dealership memberships. Like there was like 17% APR on a 3-year commitment, and you had 5 days to cancel it. So we used to just sign people up and wait that 5 days, and they would come back like, "Yeah, it's been a month. I don't want to work out anymore." We're like, "But you committed. This is a 3-year contract that you just signed."
At 17%.
17%. Yeah, it was something wild. That's why they went out of business.
Oh yeah. Hey man, and that's one of the things, bro. Did you ever work like did you ever work December through January?
What? That was the most fun.
Yeah.
Oh my
Oh my God.
The New Year's resolution time.
Oh my gosh. So they used to have this membership where you would join and they would give you a free year membership for your friends or family.
okay.
But it was like 3 days a week that you could cut that they could come in.
None of them will show up anyway.
Man, we used to take them memberships off and sell them on the side. Like Bally's,
you had to hustle?
Bally's was a dirty place.
Hey man. So was that the only spot you were at were Bally's?
No,
Or-
Bally's, I worked for LA Fitness. I was a general manager at LA Fitness for a while.
my God.
Yeah. And then I was a music teacher for about 6 months. I taught third graders.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, that was crazy.
I remember those programs.
Shout out to
man.
Greg Johnson who put me on that. I didn't have any credentials or anything, but they just needed my help. Nah, yeah.
You just in there like,
No, hey man, you know it's for the cheering, man. You know,
Yeah.
sir love the kids, you know.
Yeah.
So no, it was a good gig, but you know, the gym was my main gig, the one that I loved the most before I got into the music industry, and it taught me a lot about being personable and you know just being open to conversation.
Right.
You know what I mean? The music and you know being an artist, everyone wants to talk to you. So I'm really good at turning it on. You know what I mean? I meet fans and I'm very alert.
giving a moment.
Yeah. Oh man, and making them appreciate it too.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's a part of the game for me.
You know what's wild about that, man, is giving somebody their moment and like I said, giving somebody the light when it's dark.
Right.
Dark for you.
Right.
You know, and you gotta
Oh, it's tough.
hey,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, because you feel not obligated, but you do want to give them that.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because
Yeah.
if you were on the other side, you expect it. You
Yeah,
know what
man.
I mean? And you know what I mean? At the end of every tour, I kind of get in my own way, man, and I feel bad about it, but I'm just so tired and homesick that energy is hard to, you know what I mean, put on. You know what I mean? Where I'm with a fan and I'm like trying to give them, you know, good
Right.
energy. I'm burnt and I feel the worst. This year I did so good. I'm so proud of myself. The last 4 shows, the meet and greets went great.
Right.
And I was drained. I mean, I was weak.
How many shows did you do on the last tour?
18. It wasn't that much, but I was missing my baby. I was missing my kids. So when I talk about like not having energy, I don't have energy for you. You know what I mean? That's how I felt. You know what I mean? But I did a great job of just making sure, you know, I was, you know, present.
Hey man, when that last person leave, and not in a bad way, but do you feel like exhausted?
What? No, I feel relieved.
Okay.
Oh,
like I
man.
gave it all.
I think on tour the most exhausted I ever feel is right after I get off stage, which is such a weird place to be because I'm so whooped. You know what I mean? We're singing like an hour and 30, you know, every night, but then my adrenaline is pumping, so I'm like tired and wired. It's such a weird place to be.
You know what it is, man. I don't want to blame it on you, but stop giving us everything.
I can't help it, man.
There it is,
It's
man.
in my nature.
Bring
You
it
know,
down a bit.
you got to walk around and have 15 people up there with you, and everybody else have a better mic. There's certain ways to get through this, man. You know, point your mic out at the crowd, and you know, don't. And then you're singing live. Why you singing live?
He said, just put them show tracks on. Yeah, I heard Milli Vanilli.
You working too hard, brother. Milli Vanilli nowadays is the norm.
Right. That's just what it
They
is.
crucify. Have you ever heard of a group called call Milli Vanilli?
I haven't.
Milli Vanilli was a duo, and they were chastised. They were like kicked out because they lip synced their project, their biggest hits. But now that's a
the
norm.
thing. It's
That's
normal.
Hell yeah, now that's like a norm right now. You know, the one survivor member got to be like, you motherfuckers.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Got to be like, you motherfuckers. We're the innovators. They the soldier boys of this shit.
Right.
You know? But sir, I want to thank you for coming into the neighborhood, man.
Man, thank you for having me.
Sir.
Thank you for having
Brother,
me,
extremely talented, man. I love your energy, bro, and continue to protect that. And thank you for coming in and hanging out with us, bro.
Man, thank you for
I
having me.
appreciate you, and I appreciate your time, brother.
Man, thank you, sir.
Sir, in the neighborhood, Big Boy's neighborhood.